Welcome to the video. This is the Montreal race, 224k or something, epic race, and we're going to see who's going to win it. A Tour de France winner, first time ever, correct me if I'm wrong, wins this Montreal race. Epic race. It's almost got the same amount of elevation, similar amount of elevation to Liège, Bastogne-Liège. This is a race of red blood cells, sugar, water, cadence, tactics, and lady luck. We have a select group here coming to the final 11k. We've got a group of 5. Astana, a Bora, an Ineos, a Tadej, and a Wout Van Aert, and I think is that a quick step rider, Bagioli. Excuse me, I don't know all the riders in this one here. Maybe you can fill in the gaps for me. We've got a bit of gap. Looks like a Yates brother coming up from the back there. And this is going to be hot. Tadej animating the race. You can see that Wout Van Aert out the saddle just to hold the wheel. Tadej really, he's just going, you guys aren't going to, you're going to pull through? Okay, I'm going to keep going. And it was that Bardet or Michael Storer there. Richard Storer, one of the two. It looks like Bardet. On a freaking Scott. Like, why is Bardet riding such a heavy bike? A Scott foil. Absolute junk these days. Heavy, sluggish. Adam Yates, okay, lightweight ride on the front and using that watts per kilo. This is where the lightweight riders really have to put the hurt down, because if you're 70 kilo, you know, putting out those light watts per kilo, it's going to matter more on the steep sections. You want to drop the heavier riders who can put out more total power. Look at that gap there. The Bumblebee jersey getting gap there. This is where the light riders really want to put the screws in on the heavier riders who are probably going to have more power for that sprint there. Look at that Wout Van Aert looking down. Yes, come on. This is where you want to go full mutant watts here. Drop the watts over the top to gap it. It was like Gardau closing the gap, and Yates. And this is where Tadej should just roll over the top and just try and snap that rubber band. All right, don't look back. Don't look back. You look back, you shunt your oxygen. When you look back, you lose power. Okay, why? Because your oxygen is getting less. Look at that. They had the gap, and now Wout Van Aert's going to roll back onto the top. Now, what's going to happen in the sprint? You got your green jersey winner, the guy who can climb. You don't want to bring him to the line. Otherwise, he's going to decrease your odds. So you want to shell him out the back, but you haven't done that. Now he's back on. Look at that. Look how much bigger Wout Van Aert looks compared to these guys. Look how small these guys are compared to him. They're all small guys. But Wout Van Aert, he's like the plus size model in the bunch, compared to these guys, all right? That's how cycling is. It's the lighter, the better, as long as your power is good. Red blood cells is the name of the game. This is the red blood cell group. Everyone here in this, you don't make this select group, all right, unless your red blood cells are top tier, unless your sugar is top tier, unless your hydration has been top tier in the race, okay, and your tactics have been riding smart. I've got a start on the front trying to close the gap. We've got second wheel, a quick step rider, just got to be slowing it up. And you got third, you got an FDJ rider there. And here we go, Roman Bardet is going to go, I missed the break, now we're going to go again. Look at the gap's going to open right up because you have those Astana riders there just rolling off, going, I'm not chasing no more. And you got the blockers from FDJ, etc. So look at that gap open right up because the other people aren't going to be chasing. So the Bardet on that heavy Scott foil aero bike, absolute garbage bike. But again, the riders don't get a choice. They're paid to ride whatever the sponsors want them to ride. But this ain't about performance anymore with the bikes. These bikes are absolute garbage to ride. But hey, it's okay because all of them now are on garbage bikes. The Cervelo S5, heaviest I've ever been, ever. This S5 is heavier and more sluggish feeling than the original one from 2012 that came out. Anyway, my feeling about these bikes these days. They're junk. That S-Works tarmac, they're junk. Absolute junk. That Scott foil, the disc brakes and all the spokes. But again, all the riders in the same boat now. They're all on these low-performing bikes, But the noobs went, no, come on, this is the latest technology. Yeah, it's the latest, ain't the greatest. So, okay, I'm 45, man. I currently own over 40 high-end road bikes. Okay, I've ridden them all. I ride all these bikes. I work on them, except for these ones. These disc brake bikes, they're junk. Don't want to work on these ones, They're crap to ride, man. They're so sluggish, man. Test ride in the side. Go and ride the latest S-Works Tarmac SL7. I bought one. I got them. I had 2 of them. Crap, junk. Go and ride the latest S5 Cervelo. I have. Not a fan. Looks cool. Not a fan. Okay? Go ride them. Test ride them to the side. Okay? Before you go, you're doing rider. Test ride these bikes. Then tell me I'm wrong. All right? Then tell me I'm wrong. Get out on the attack. All right? We've got some animation. Let's get back to the race tactics here. Get out on the move. Don't look back, bro. You look back, you're losing watts. Just commit forward motion. All right? You want to look back? Get a fucking mirror on the bike. All right? I've got a little cat-eye BM45 racing mirror. If you want to look back, get a mirror on your bike. Otherwise, when you turn your head, you're losing oxygen, okay? At least with the mirror, you can just look down like that, okay? When you look back, you show the guys behind you, the riders behind you, girls or guys, or they, him, they, she, her, you show them that you fear them, all right? When you're looking back, you show that I actually care about that you are a threat. When you don't look back, you say, I don't care. When you got a mirror, you can look back without them knowing, and so you can gauge your effort better. So now he's looked back, he's lost his oxygen saturation level in his blood, he's inhibited his oxygen saturation, he's lost a few points there in his oxygen saturation. He's had to go to the back of the group, refresh, good move. Wout Van Aert doing probably 300 watts now, just bringing them home, 2k to go. Wout Van Aert shouldn't look back. Be alpha, be sigma, be the boss. I don't even care if you guys are on my wheel. I'm going to roll you in the sprint. I ain't looking back at yous, all right? I know you're there. I'm going to hose you in the sprint. By looking back, he gives them authority that they are a threat. I'm watching you guys. I believe you're a threat, all right? Big mistake, man, all right? Wout Van Aert got the biggest credentials in the sprint here. There's going to be a relatively flattish sprint, okay? Looking back. Now, look, I bet he's going to keep... Look at this. Looking back. You know what I mean? Dude, you want to maximize your oxygen saturation for the sprint. Looking back lowers the oxygen saturation in your blood, okay? You're going to have the SP at about 100. You look back, it goes to 98, 97. You're losing oxygen saturation in the blood every time you look back. Looking back, there you go again, all right? You inhibit your breathing. You want to come into this sprint with 100% oxygen saturation. What are you doing looking back? There we go again. Was 100, now back down to 98. All right, now it's going to creep up a little bit. Okay, here we go. Today's a little. Hey, this is the thing we do in Belgium, reducing our oxygen saturation. Come on, what are we doing here? All right, here we go again. All right, there we go. Don't let me come into the sprint with 100% oxygen saturation in my blood. Let me look around a bit. Okay, this is a cool move. He's got. I can knock him in the front. I want to come from behind here. All right, and then Gadau's like, I'm going to go for it. Oh, there he's looking back. What's he doing? He's going on the other side of the road. He's doing a paper messenger route. All right, you're doing paper boy. This is paper boy and crap. All right, if you don't want to ride in the front, drop it back to 200 watts. Let him come around. He's going to blow his schnoz. Good idea. All right. Looks like he changed the gear. No, what's he doing? You know what I mean? He's going the other side of the road. He's still pushing watts because he's still in front of him. All right. He's looking over. Bad move. I mean, it's a good move to attack, but not when your oxygen saturation's low because you've been looking around. Is he going to look around again? All right. So now they're looking straight finally, but he's zigzagging all over the road. I know he's got a straight line a bit. Tadej is closing the gap. Look at that. Tadej riding like a champion, and look at that. Boom. More sugar in the legs. Better red blood cell. Now, they're all in the same group of red blood cells, I say at this point. But Tadej just had the sugar, had the tactics, didn't look around, all right? Didn't lose his oxygen saturation. They all look absolutely spent. Finally, we see a race of fatigue in them. But you know what I mean? Wout Van Aert should have won that. But look how big he is. Look how big he is, man. The dude's swole, right? He's like Lance Armstrong, swole like a Texan linebacker. Big Tex. And he gets beat by Slovenia, Little Tadej, big sugar, all right? Big sugar beats big Tex, or big Belgium. What's that beer in Belgium? Look at that, you know what I mean? Tadej out the saddle the whole way. Wout Van Aert had to get in the saddle, back out the saddle. Did he get third or second? Who cares? It's first loser, all right? It doesn't, first or second loser, no one cares. Winner gets paid, winner gets laid. Tadej having the threesome in Canada, probably still going on, all right? Didn't look back, had the sugars, had the self-belief, but more importantly, didn't look back in the sprint. When you look back, you'll lower your blood saturation of oxygen. You can disagree with me, but you're still going to be wrong.